right, friends, family, welcome back. In this video, we're going to discuss how do you discover what type of investor are you? I call it the mirror strategy or finding your investor DNA. So stop looking at the charts for a second and look in the mirror. I tell people this all the time. You're not trading against the markets or the charts. You're trading against yourself. Most people, 90% of people will lose money in crypto, not because they bought the wrong coin, but because they were wrong. They had the wrong identity. They tried to be a day trade. They tried to day trade like a pro while working 9 to 5. Right? Or they tried to hodl through a 70% drop. Meanwhile, they couldn't sleep and they were nauseous all day. To win in 2026, you don't need a better crystal ball. You need a better mirror. And today we're going to talk about finding that inner DNA. So let me tell you what kind of investors there are. And this is kind of my language around it. You generally fall into one of three buckets. And while I'm talking about each bucket, you tell me which one feels more like home to you, which one you have peace on. So there's the architect investor. We call him the wealth builder. You're here for the long game, right? That's the video we just covered. You don't care about daily noise. You're looking for blue chip things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, institutional grade tokenized assets. You're building a fortress of wealth. Your biggest risk, it's boring. You're bored. So you want to take more risk. Now, you might miss the 100x meme coin pump, but you'll also miss the 100% crash that everyone goes through and gets liquidated. The second type of investor I call the farmer. This is kind of I live on a farm. This is kind of where I sit half the time. By the way, you could be multiples, but most of the time I sit in the farmer category. You want your money to pay your rent if you're a farmer. You want to get things that'll pay for today. We use so much of our profits to fund initiatives helping other people. So we need money to pay for those things, money to pay for those initiatives. And well, that's how we're looking to have crypto generate the cash flow so that we can do this visions and the missions and the missionary work that we're doing. Typically, a farmer is looking at yields, right? What's the yield in my field? Liquidity pools, real world assets. I'm not dreaming about Lambo in 5 years. I'm dreaming of an extra $100,000 a month in my wallet in 5 years. And my biggest risk, it's complexity. I've got to stay on top of yield, smart contract risk. I have to constantly keep moving money, right? Moving money into the cycle. I think it's going to the cycle that we're in. And we talk about that in the course. Now, the last type of investor I call the pioneer. I got a lot of pioneer in me. That's the truth. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel much more comfortable as a pioneer. I love the chaos. I love, going into places where there's no roads. It hasn't been mapped out yet. And so as a pioneer, you're a growth speculator. You're a hunter. You're looking for the next project, the next AI crypto crossover, early stage protocols, and you have a very high risk tolerance. That's certainly me and a stomach of steel. Now, your biggest risk, my biggest risk for this is overexposure, over-investing, and not managing the capital properly, right? So one bad bet, if you're not careful, if you're overexposed, can wipe out 10 good ones. So here's how you really find out which one you are. Are you the architect, the farmer, the pioneer? Well, I say do a sleep test. How do you decide? You use the sleep test, right? If the market drops 20% overnight, and in crypto it will, it happened yesterday, you can't sleep because you're worried about your principal. You aren't a pioneer, you're an architect, right? If you're holding a stable coin earning 5% while everything else is mooning and you feel left out, you're not a farmer, you're a pioneer. Your strategy must match your nervous system or you will panic sell at the exact wrong time, right? You buy at the peak and you sell at the bottom. The exact opposite of what you have to do. I happen to love risk. I have an appetite for risk, but at the same time, I need the cash flow to fund all the places I've pioneered to, right? All the places I've pioneered to and established and created need a steady flow of cash flow to keep going. So this is important. The most successful investors in 2026 aren't the ones with the most alpha. They're the ones with the most discipline. Remember, we keep talking about this, the ones who are boring. So once you know your type, you can stop chasing everyone else's ideas, right? Chasing everyone else's plan. And if you're an architect, you automate your buys. If you're farmers, you compound your yield, right? You compound the cash flow. If you're a pioneer, you take profits whenever you can. Find your lane. And when you start out, stay in one lane and let the market work for you. So which one are you? I'm really interested in knowing. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.